Good morning, Max. How are you doing today?
I'm doing really well. How's life in Paris this beautiful evening?
Oh, it's very dark. It's nighttime already for me.
Is it a beautiful evening? I just kind of assumed. I didn't even check.
I wouldn't know because honestly, it's a pretty cold evening. So whether it's beautiful or not, I'm not stepping out. It has been raining almost whole day. It has been a long day. If I must be honest, has been a really tiring day today, and I could not even say that from a customer experience perspective, it was a good day because today was a pretty annoying day as well. So, yeah, sorry. I wish I would be more cheerful.
That's what we're here for. We got a couch. You want to sit on it, and why don't you tell me your woes? That's why we do this.
Rather lie on it than sit on it at this point, if you don't mind.
Okay. Sorry to hear that, but that makes sense.
So here's the thing. I've been ordering stuff online because, well, I guess I've become some kind of an addict. And I ordered something not for myself. That was a gift. And that was a new website for me, something I've never tried before because about female fashion, which is not something I very often buy.
Really?
Yeah, you'd be surprised.
Okay.
So I purchased that item, and what happened is literally, so I go through the process of comparing stuff. I put in the basket. I'm about to check out for whatever reason. I could not tell you why. I actually check my emails. And I already have an email from that company even before I purchased, and they tell me, oh, by the way, you got a nice discount code waiting for you, promotional code. Great. I didn't ask for anything. I was about to buy it for the full price, but since you're giving me a promotional code out of nowhere, well, good. I'm going to use it. So I copy paste. It doesn't work. I type it myself. It doesn't work. I try to change the caps, change everything. It doesn't work. So, well, anyway, I was going to buy it with or without the code. So let's process it. Then immediately after I receive the order confirmation, I respond to the email about the promotion, giving them a screenshot saying it did not work. It actually liked to get the discount. So I send that email. 24 hours later, they respond and say, well, apparently you had a bug. Don't worry. We are going to refund that money. And they did straight away without any additional questions or concerns of any sort.
Wow.
That was impressive.
So this is going to go bad at some point? So far, this sounds great.
So far, it's pretty good. Now, what happens next is they explain very clearly how much the item is. They explain very clearly how much the VAT is because, well, I'm in France, right? So VAT is still a thing. They explain very clearly how much the delivery fees are going to be, and they explain very clearly that it's all made in Europe. Now I bought 2 items. I received 2 separate parcels. The first one arrives after a few days. No hiccups, not anything. Everything is perfect on time. Well, the packaging could have been slightly better, maybe with some explanation or a thank you note or whatever. But honestly, I got the item. All is good. Right. Nothing to complain about. I was just a bit, why do you send it separately? Well, I found out that a few days later, the second item came in, and it was apparently not produced in the same factory because it was coming straight from China. But what I received was not actually the item. That was paper from the post office saying, for you to get your item, you're going to have to pay some additional custom fees first. Then we'll deliver again on the next day. Now, what I love about the post office is they never tell you what is the item you're getting, where it's coming from. They just tell you owe us money.
Oh, God.
And they don't even put the full name on the paper, meaning they just put my family name, which could very well be myself or my wife or anyone else with the same family name living in the neighborhood for that matter. My daughter is still a bit young to order anything, so I'm guessing that's either me or my wife. But I don't even know whether I want to pay the fees because I have no idea what's coming. And since it's not the same factory, I have no idea what that is. So anyway, custom fees are not that expensive. I'm paying for them. Next day, I received my order. And that was actually what I ordered, which surprisingly is not coming from the same place. So I do contact again the company that responded in 24 hours the first time. And I tell them, look, those are pictures of my order. So there are a few things that I'm worried about. First, you claim it's European. Well, this one is apparently coming from China, so the claim is not that right. Second, you were pretty clear about all the fees involved. At no point you mentioned custom fees. Third, I had to prepay the custom fees, which are roughly the same as the actual item. I'm not too keen on paying them. So fourth, are you going to reimburse me at some point? And fifth, last question is, I actually ordered 4 items from you. I've received 2. Am I to expect the same surprise with the last 2 coming? No more response. I shot another email, still no responses. It has been 5, 6, almost a week now, and still no response. So the first time they responded before 24 hours or within 24 hours, and now I had to send a couple of emails, and I still don't have feedback, and I'm a bit worried. It's not a huge amount of money, right? That's small, but since I don't really like to have unexpected fees, I need to get clarity on this one, and I feel pretty upset about it. What do you feel?
Yeah, I think the fact that it's not a huge amount of money sounds like as a percentage of the purchase, it's a massive amount of money. It's equivalent.
Correct.
So, yeah, I think you have every right to be upset. This is one of the more interesting ones. Their precision was so good that it made this mistake really stand out, right? With everything else you had, they were very responsive. They were very clear on there's this cost, this cost, this cost, and that's what the cost is going to be, which is really great until you get that wrong. And then it sounds like however they do their email support, they get to cherry pick what they respond to. So they're very quick with good news because that's fun. I like to answer those emails. And then, at this point, you've got to assume you're not going to get an email back saying, gosh, we're going to credit your account right away, sir. Thank you so much. And meanwhile, you can't get that. You can't get any answer. And honestly, I think the worst thing of the whole piece here maybe is the fact that you've got another half of that order hanging out there. And it could well be that they do that into, because you said there were 2 more items. So you could get 2 more rounds of this. And when did you have to physically go to the post office to pay the taxes and the duty, or were you able to do that online at least, or?
Online. I love that. Well, actually, on the paper I got from, I think I trashed it. That's a shame because I should have kept it, but it was in French anyway. On the papers, they say, if you pay online before midnight, you actually get a discount on the custom fees. They give you the URL, you type it, and they say, oh, this one is not working yet, but we're working on it right now, which fantastic. Send me to a website that doesn't work, promise me a discount I'm never going to get, and send me back to the traditional way where I need to pay in cash to the postman who's coming back on the next day. If I can't pay in cash on the next day, and by the way, who still uses cash in 2022? Personally, I use credit card only, but that's another topic. If you can't pay it in cash on the next day, you're going to have to go back to the post office to pay it and arrange another delivery or pick it up if you go to the right post office.
And that also means you are home when the postman comes by, or the postal
Exactly,
person.
because I guarantee those guys, they ring once. When they ring, most of the time they don't. They just place directly the paper in the mailbox and they said, oh, you are not here. Well, please ring the bell. We've had the discussion multiple times in the past. Yeah. I was lucky enough. I was there. I was lucky enough. My wife happened to have the amount in cash because I literally never have cash with me. I was lucky enough to catch him at that point, and he happened to have the parcel. So from that front, I always complain about the post office. From that front, it was not that bad for once. If at least they could have written the whole name and the name of the company in the first place, that would have been better. But I guess don't ask for too much if you don't want to be disappointed. But, I feel there are a few things that went wrong. First, if you set the expectation that you respond in 24 hours, then do it all the time.
Respond in 24 hours, yeah.
Or let me know we are underwater right now. We're investigating. We'll get back to you. It's going to take a week. I'm good with waiting for a week as long as I know you're going to respond in a week. Just set the expectation. I hate when there is no expectation. There is also a thing about the custom. They don't control the custom. And I understand that. It's beyond their reach. But at least you should be able to tell me, by the way, this item is coming from outside the European Union, so you should expect that potentially you're going to have some custom fees. There should be some kind of warning. That should not be a surprise after I receive the item, after I paid for everything, once it's too late. That is not acceptable. And same thing on sending me, on not responding. I would even accept if they told me, we're sorry, but we can't pay the custom for each and every customer. I'm not happy with that, but I can understand that. But at the very least, they should be telling me, we're going to make sure that the next item that has not been shipped yet, we're going to figure out a way that you don't pay the custom. There should be something. And here there is nothing. And that's what frustrates me so much because, again, small amount of money. I don't care for that. I care for the experience that comes with it. And that was not a good one.
Yeah. And the key word that's coming out of all of this for me is expectations. Post office set the expectations very low and pretty much met them. These guys did a good job of setting high expectations and just epically failed.
So should we analyze that? Because I think there are some things that could be improved.
Yeah. Clearly, how they're doing email needs to be improved. They need some way to be able to do that consistently. It's just ridiculous that one email is 24 hours and the next email is never. I could see scenarios where it would be really hard for them to anticipate that this was going to come from China. They had a warehouse in wherever, Italy, let's say, and it was full. So they didn't think that was going to happen, but there was a sudden run on it. And by surprise, that happened. But I doubt it. So somehow, they need to know, they need to set the right expectations. I think we've said that 3 times. I think that's really the biggest. Be consistent, set the right expectations. I think one of the most interesting things about this is how a good start made a bad end worse.
Well, I would actually add, for their own benefit, really, something around marketing/customer experience. I do understand why you would send a promotional code to someone who did not complete their basket like 3, 4 hours, 5 hours, whatever the time frame, after that person left the website without paying, because you want to say, well, you didn't pay, we really want to get you back in, so here is 10% discount. That I understand the logic. Sending it to me just before I place an order is telling me something different. It's telling me either you don't understand what you're doing in terms of marketing, because chances are that I'm going to miss that discount because it was in my mailbox while I was paying, and you're going to frustrate me. Or it's telling me that actually your products are not worth that price. They are worth 10% less. That's why you are giving it to me straight away when I arrive on the website. I mean, the signal is wrong. So I think they should probably think about removing it altogether, or making it available from the website directly, or making it available after I've spent a certain amount of time and finally did not check it. The whole trigger is wrong here. There's something they need to fix.
Yeah, that I agree with that. That is really pretty messed up. Yeah, I mean, to me, that's just a bullhorn saying we overcharge.
Exactly. Right. So I would change some of that. And I mean, on the post office side, where to start? the first, please write the full name on the paper so that everyone in the family kind of have the same family name. That's a concept maybe new to the post office. It's kind of normal for the rest of the world. So please put my first name on it so that I know it's for me. You know the company name, or you know the address. Put it there so that I know what I'm paying for before I pay for it. If you put a URL, make sure it's working. Sounds basic, but do it. And even worse, if you promise a discount for me to pay before midnight, make sure I can pay before midnight. And the last one, but I'm thinking it's probably too much to ask. Cash, really? Can we find some other ways to pay? 2022 again? Credit cards exist, phone exists, PayPal, online payment, whatever you want. Don't ask me to have cash. I don't have cash. So that would be it for me.
Yeah, I mean, if they can do a discount code online, why can't you do the payment online?
Exactly.
How do you feel?
Well, slightly better, I guess, but I'm still waiting for the other 2 parcels. So let's hold off before I tell you whether I feel better or not.
Yeah, I guess you're right. This will be fodder for a follow-on story show. I guess, I like to ask, would you do business? You're going to do business with the post office again, whether you like it or not. How about
Absolutely.
with this online vendor? Or is this somewhere you'd ever go again? Or
well, first off, I don't think I'm going to do female fashion very often, so I'm not going to be a very regular customer.
Okay.
If I happen to be a regular customer, or a recurring customer, I think it really depends on what happens next. Are they ever going to respond to my emails? Are they ever going to apologize for the delay? Are they going to offer some kind of compensation? And are they going to find a way to fix the next 2 parcels? I think the answers to these questions are going to lead to me buying again or never going again, or even worse, when I'm a kind of vengeful person. So if it goes in the wrong direction, I may actually leave a nasty review somewhere online.
I was waiting for you to say you were going to start email bombing them with repeating and escalating queries on the thing. But well, I guess we did what we could.
Yes, we did, and I'm hoping that's going to help some other businesses to figure out some gaps they may not even be aware exist in their own business. So hopefully we've done some good here today. And I can't wait to listen to your story next week, Max. So let's see what you come up with. Okay,
I've got one. It has pain. I'm not sure it's quite at the level of pain you just had, but it had pain, embarrassment, and hassle.
Sounds like a lot of fun. Let's listen to that next week. Thank you so much for being supportive, Max. I will talk to you next week.
Sounds great. Thanks, Julien.
Thanks. Bye.